Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
It's great to have you with us here on this Sunday evening. I'm Jordan Smith. This year's fire season has been much more dangerous than previous years. The National Weather Service has issued red flag warnings for today and tomorrow. Our Allison Martinez spoke with experts to find out what precautions you should take on high alert days like these.
We've seen plenty of fire weather this summer, and it's not over quite yet. This summer has been one of the hottest summers to date. That's according to the National Weather Service, who told us what fire weather is and how it affects you. Heat, wind, and low humidity. These three factors make for fire weather. This year has been one of the most dangerous fire seasons to date. On days like today, the National Weather Service will issue a red flag warning.
We have certain criteria depending on where higher risk is. So for Spokane, it's roughly about 15% relative humidity and winds getting sustained at 15 miles per hour.
Once the National Weather Service has issued that red flag warning, they alert county emergency managers who respond accordingly. Spokane Fire Chief Brian Schaefer says on red flag warning days, it is best to prepare for the worst.
And pay attention. Be a part of Alert Spokane. Follow your agency with jurisdictions messaging, and definitely check on your neighbors.
Preventing fires is truly a team effort. The fire department asks that the public is careful with fire triggers like grills, cars, and any discarded smoking material. Schaefer says a large number of this season's fires have been caused by human error.
We're fighting climate change. We're fighting a much longer fire season, a much more dangerous fire season than we've ever seen before. So this is our reality. We have to prepare and we have to meet that challenge.
To stay up to date on fire weather conditions, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Well, I haven't spent the most of the last 10 years within a 4-hour drive of this part of the country. I will say, yeah, the fire seasons seem to be dragging out, especially as we get into the fall here, and that's certainly what we are seeing right now. And unfortunately, we have to talk about this kind of weather again tomorrow as we see more gusty winds that'll move into the inland northwest. As for this evening, we're starting to see things begin to wind down a little bit here now that we've hit the 6 o'clock hour. Sustained winds in Spokane still at around 16 miles per hour, but a lot lower everywhere else across the area, and our humidity is starting to recover as well. We're now above 20% in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene. Still some areas though in central Washington that are under that 20% threshold. So we headed to tomorrow, and perhaps not for the humidity being this low, but certainly for the winds, we do it all again. And in fact, we're expecting even stronger winds as we head into tomorrow afternoon. That's why we want to make sure that you are alert and aware that we have another one of these windy days with these fire weather conditions. And so a 4 News Now weather alert day for Monday, as well as the remainder of this evening through about 8 o'clock or so. And well, you can see here, you take a little bit of a shorter look. Some areas already seeing those winds drop considerably in the more sheltered parts in downtown Spokane. We'll also take a look at that local humidity here as well, already up to 27%. So as for this evening, I think we can relax a little bit. But once again, heading into tomorrow, it's those wind speeds really starting to go up as we see a second cold front that rides in. I'll show you more about how that is going to play out. Plus, cold front's called cold for a reason, and that means we're talking about much cooler temperatures. You're going to want to see that in your forecast coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks for that. New from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, a man removed yesterday from Lake Coeur d'Alene has drowned. First responders arrived at the scene yesterday around 4 p.m., where Aaron T. Robb had already been pulled from the water. Despite life-saving efforts, Robb was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that this investigation is ongoing and there's no other information available at this time. Starting tomorrow, all northbound lanes that cross the Maple Street Bridge will be closed. Here's a look now at those detours on your screen. This full closure is effective all hours of the day until October 6th. Cars are recommended to use the Monroe Street Bridge while freight traffic is rerouted to take Division across the Spokane River. This entire project is expected to be completed by mid-November. Here's a look at the fairgrounds today, where your donations are making a real difference. To kick off our annual event, Coat for Kids, several of you brought a new or gently used coat to the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds. Your generosity will make sure that the kids in our community stay warm this winter.
And it makes me feel warm and happy because I always love helping people.
That was Maya and Mia Clinard, who donated their coats and got into the fair for free today. And there's still time for you to make a difference as well today. You could donate a new or gently used coat at the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds today until 7 o'clock, and you'll get a free admission for one kid 13 years old or under. A consumer alert for you here tonight. Parents are being warned to stop using certain brands of sling carriers for their babies. The slings in question have been sold online by Walmart, Amazon, and TrendyHousehold.com under different brand names. Take a look at your screen, a list of those models being recalled there. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the baby carrier could suffocate an infant or the child could fall out of it. For another look at those brand names, follow this story on our website, KXLY.com. Today is day 3 of the United Auto Workers union strike. Many workers on strike are saying that they won't leave the picket lines until they get what they want. ABC's Allison Kosick has the latest.
Workers standing outside a Ford assembly plant in Wayne, Michigan Saturday morning holding signs, part of the United Auto Workers union strike against all 3 big U.S. automakers. A similar scene about 50 miles away outside a Stellantis plant in Toledo, Ohio. Nearly 13,000 UAW members walked off the job Friday, a targeted strike against those plants in Ohio, Michigan, and a third in Missouri.
We've been taking a lot of concessions the last several contracts, and especially since the 2009 bankruptcy. We gave up holidays. We had to give up the cost of living allowance.
The union wants to bring back pension plans, better retiree health care, cost of living adjustments, and a 40% pay increase over the next 4 years. Stellantis, the owner of Chrysler, saying they've offered a nearly 21% increase in hourly wages. That's roughly in line with what's on the table from Ford and General Motors. Before the strike, Ford CEO Jim Farley calling their offer unprecedented.
And this offer is a great offer, and we want to get feedback on it to make it even better for them.
Negotiations resumed this weekend. A UAW source telling ABC News the conversations with Ford were reasonably productive.
They have to compensate us for what we do just as much as they get compensated for what they do.
Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
We still have much more ahead for you when we come back, including an Air Force adventure. Plus, we'll take a look at this new aerial footage from Libya. How many people are still missing after the destructive floods swept through Derna last week? When we come back.
And the fire danger is top of mind, of course, but we also have perhaps some low visibilities on some of our highways tomorrow, plus a huge change in our temperatures. Wait until you see this coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Take a day off, skip Mondays, and be water-wise this summer.
Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of fire emoji, chili emoji, grinning face with sweat emoji, and wouldn't it be double fire emoji if they came back? Spicy Chicken McNuggets, they're back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Chances are, when it's time to call a service professional, you need someone right away. That's why Mr. Electric is ready when you are with appointment times to fit your busy schedule. They specialize in knob and tube removal, lighting upgrades, panel replacements, and other electrical services. And rest assured, their work is quoted upfront and fully guaranteed. Call Mr. Electric today and get $50 off your service.
Mr. Electric, we have the power to make things better.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
Get ready for fall with Pape Machinery. Right now, we're offering big discounts on remaining 2022 John Deere compact utility tractors. Get a 1025R tractor loader backhoe for as low as $299 per month with 0% financing for 84 months. These offers are only good now through October, so stop by your local Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store to take advantage today. Pape keeps you moving.
Welcome to the Drive Like a Pro League. Today we've got Kevin facing off against his Thursday commute. Let's see if he can bring that safety A game. He's off. He makes room for a cyclist, and he's already got pedestrians up ahead. He gets the stop. Incredible. Let's take another look at that. Kevin showing excellent technique. As soon as he approaches the crosswalk, he applies that inside brake pressure. The crowd can't believe it. Be like Kevin. Drive like a pro.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Welcome back. In just a few weeks, the Inland Northwest will be filled with beautiful fall colors. Tonight, we're heading east to give you a preview of what you can expect when those leaves begin to change. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone over Coeur d'Alene.
Watching all of the colors change, especially around Coeur d'Alene and around the lake, is just amazing. And here you get like the bright orange and yellows, and then you'll see that reflected in the lake. So we just have so many amazing scenes around here that get you excited for fall. My favorite spot is the Centennial Trail leading out to Higgins Point around the lake. You get those big leafy trees, and right now they're bright yellow and bright orange. I am a painter, and my paintings are all about celebrating the Pacific Northwest. So I love the Pacific Northwest, born and raised. It brings me so much joy to be able to try to capture some of that on canvas. So I paint a lot of local scenes. As an artist, I'm just very inspired by color, and I'm inspired by the beauty around us, the mountains, the trees, the rivers and lakes. So that's what most of my paintings focus on. My students here at the Kroc Center, I always ask them, what's your favorite thing about fall? And all of them said the changing of the leaves and jumping in the leaves, and yeah, it's kind of bringing joy to everybody. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I love Coeur d'Alene. I love the whole Pacific Northwest. We're so blessed here.
I've lived here 30 years. I've never seen anything like this ocean right now.
Hurricane Lee is still kicking up surf along the East Coast. Its deadly winds and torrential rainfall has more than 40,000 people without power this weekend. Cleanup is currently underway after catastrophic winds littered the streets with debris. The hurricane has one confirmed death to its name. It was a driver who was killed inside their car from the impact of a fallen tree limb during the storm. The country of Libya is experiencing extreme weather as well this weekend. Take a look at this aerial footage showing the destruction of Derna after last week's floods. You can see the roads that have been washed away and cars that are left overturned. More than 11,000 men, women, and children are dead, and the UN says at least 10,000 more are still missing. The World Health Organization said they've sent emergency aid to reach nearly 250,000 people. The immense power of water demonstrated in these stories, but here at home, it's all about the wind, those dry conditions, Matt.
Yeah, the dry conditions that have built up over the course of this entire year, Jordan. I mean, August, our only above average month for moisture so far here in 2023, which is crazy to think about. And so far, halfway through September, it looks like we are, something's really going to have to change for us to have an above average month of rain for the month of September. So it'd be nice for that to change, but that's kind of the underlying problem with all of this, right? Just not as much rain as we would have liked to have seen at this point in the year. And that's why when you get a windy September day, even when you have, well, fairly cool temperatures compared to what we saw earlier this summer, you still have fire weather warnings, red flag warnings, some folks call it. That will continue through tomorrow from the Okanagan Valley all the way south to the Tri-Cities and across to the Washington state line, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Monday, as well as through 8 p.m. tonight. Here is the updated wind forecast. This is the big change from when we last joined you on Saturday evening, because the wind speeds, well, they're a lot higher. So it looks like this next cold front's going to come in pretty strong. And as we watch this, you can see these sustained winds for a good few hours, talking about sustained winds north of 20 miles an hour. And so that means our gusts getting into around 30 miles an hour. That'll be really, really easy to do when you have background winds like this. Either way, that can make fire spread really, really quickly. That's why we're asking all of you at home to be extra careful, even although it's going to feel like a really nice September day tomorrow as that cool air rushes in. By the way, across central Washington, harvest time, lots of dust kicked up already. We'll see lots of blowing dust across central and eastern Washington and kicking into the Palouse of North Idaho. Moderate air quality expected because we'll also see some smoke from the Cascades from those fires that have been active throughout this weekend mixed in with that as well. Our highs, mid-70s. You can see a lot of haze coming up here in the forecast, especially across Washington because of that blowing dust and the potential for some smoke to mix in. So cold front number 1 leaves us tonight. Cold front number 2 brings in those gusty winds, and then the cool air and, yes, a chance for some wet weather rolls in behind that. Look at how this thing drops down. We are going to feel very much like fall here in just a couple of days, and we'll also have a chance to pick up a little bit of rain in the forecast as well. So Wednesday, that's going to be our best shot for at least a little bit of rain. I'm not expecting a ton here, no big downpours or anything like that, not like we saw last month, but certainly a step here in the right direction. And boy, some beautiful weather it looks like as we head into next weekend.
The scene behind me is one that nightmares are made of.
What you just heard was how Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister is describing a violent scene inside of a Florida home. Just after 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, a 14-year-old boy shot and killed his mother, shot her boyfriend 5 times, and attempted to shoot his older brother when deputies arrived. That teen was taken into custody, and the mother's boyfriend is in critical condition. His older brother was not hurt. Former President Trump says he didn't listen to his attorneys who told him that he lost the 2020 presidential election because he didn't respect them.
In many cases, I didn't respect them, but I did respect others. I respected many others that said the election was rigged.
Were you listening to your lawyer's advice, or were you listening to your own instincts?
I was listening to different people, and when I added it all up, the election was rigged.
Trump faces 91 criminal charges across 4 separate cases against him. When he was asked if he was worried about going to prison, he says he doesn't even think about it. Still ahead here tonight, the Washington State Cougars came away with a huge win on Saturday afternoon. Coming up in sports, our Alex Crescenti shows us just how dominant a performance we saw and why the test is about to get a whole lot tougher. Sports coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The Labor Day sale at Furniture Row has been extended. And that means the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years, no interest. But don't wait. The extended Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Tuesdays at Northern Quest are now officially Tuesdays with a capital 2. Together with Coors Light, we're doubling up the fun for Camus Rewards members every Tuesday with 2 times the points, $2 Coors Lights, double promotion entries, $2 food specials, and too many more resort-wide deals to list here. So grab your Camus Rewards card and make the most of your Tuesday with Tuesdays, only at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall.
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back.
I just love fall. Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it. Peak fall achieved. DQ, happy tastes good.
Discover fall in Coeur d'Alene. Experience the hidden treasure of autumn in our serene lakeside town. As the lively energy of summer subsides, the town embraces the tranquility of fall. Guests can unwind and find solace by the glistening lake. See for yourself why fall is Coeur d'Alene's best kept secret. Book your fall foliage lake cruise overnight package now and make memories that will warm your heart for years to come.
Water is an essential part of our everyday lives. It's important that Spokane acts wisely to preserve our precious water resources and not waste money on evaporation and the need for supplemental water infrastructure due to a burdened aquifer. Please avoid watering your lawn between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and limit watering to under 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. If we all do our part, we'll keep our river flowing strong, even in times of drought.
It's the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. And right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Take $100 off every $1,000 you spend. Or get up to $700 off select adjustable mattress sets, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Well, after a lousy performance in Week 1, the Seattle Seahawks were looking for a bounce-back performance today as they traveled out to Detroit to take on a hungry Lions team who's looking to go 2-0 for the first time since 2017. We're just going to fast forward to the fourth quarter. Seattle's going to be down by 4, but they're driving inside the 5. Geno Smith off a play action hits Tyler Lockett in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Seahawks go back up on top. On the ensuing Lions drive, Jared Goff's pass can be off the mark here and right to the hands of Trey Brown. He's taken it all the way for the pick 6. No one's there to stop him. Seahawks go up by 10 with 8 minutes to play. Could they hold on? Well, Detroit drives back down, scores a touchdown. Seattle trying to run out the clock, but on third down, Geno Smith, he's running for his life all over the place. Look at him go, but does the one thing you can't do. Let's take the sack there, and that's going to give a huge momentum swing back to Detroit. They get the ball back, and with 2 seconds to go, they kick the field goal to force overtime. Well, in the OT, Seattle gets the ball to start, and they take the advantage of the opportunity. Geno hits DK Metcalf over the middle of the field into Detroit territory. A few plays later, it's going to be Geno again rolling out, finding Tyler Lockett. He extends the arm, hits the pylon for the walk-off touchdown, and the Seahawks survive a wild game out in the Motor City to keep their season alive to get back to 1-1.
We somewhat found a rhythm somewhere in the second quarter and kind of got rolling. And I just felt like we knew the ball was in our hands. We knew the opportunity was there for us to go win it. And that's what you want as an offense. And I'm just so proud of the guys and the way we got it done.
Sometimes you lose and it doesn't work out your way, but you can't let that bleed into the next week. And so it was pretty just as simple as that, you know, not be down on ourselves that, you know, we weren't able to close that game out or start the season how we wanted to because we have a long season.
Seattle's now going to return home to face the 0-1 Carolina Panthers, who play tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. Let's head out to Seattle, where the Mariners were looking to avoid the sweep of the Dodgers this afternoon. Top of the first, Jason Hayward's going to take Logan Gilbert deep to right. That's gone. 1-0 Los Angeles lead. Not the start you want if you're Seattle. To the next inning, LA's just still going to be up and threatening for more. Austin Barnes gets this one to carry over the fence, and just like that, it's a 4-0 Dodgers lead. Only real highlight for the M's came in the 8th, when it looks like James Outman's going to get the home run, but Julio Rodriguez is there to rob him. Anyway, Seattle loses this one, and they are now a game back of the final wild card spot with 2 weeks to play. Now, for the second year in a row, the Washington State Cougars are 3-0 going into conference play, and after they made quick work of Northern Colorado on Saturday afternoon. And this game was all about the offense. The Cougs put up more than 700 yards throughout the game in their 64-21 blowout victory. And even though most of the starters were pulled by halftime, they still got their highlights in. Quarterback Cam Ward threw for more than 325 yards and accounted for 5 touchdowns. Meanwhile, wide receiver Lincoln Victor continued his big season, bringing in 6 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. So with all that scoring, naturally, it's a chance for the backups to get in and make some plays.
They actually let it loose today, which was a lot of fun. I was I was still questioning if I could play at this level, you know, because I've only ran the ball and thrown it 3 times before this game, and now I feel pretty confident. You know, I've done some good things out on the field.
Just getting in and feeling, you know, contact and playing real football again against someone that isn't your own team, just it's a different feeling out there. So I was, you know, happy to get out there and hit some guys that weren't wearing crimson. So
now the real test begins as the Cougs will welcome in Oregon State on Saturday evening. Washington State had their 8-game winning streak in the matchup snapped last year out in Corvallis. And the Beavers are going to enter as slight favorites. They're 2-point favorites as of right now. For News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Hospice of Spokane.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed.
Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain.
Get a great deal on a Bronco Sport only at your local Ford dealer.
If you need work done around the house, it can be hard to find a reliable contractor around here. They're juggling jobs, they won't call you back. Well, if you need windows or doors, Renewal by Andersen's reliability is one of the many reasons thousands of local customers have trusted us. As the replacement window division of Andersen, we've removed the typical contractor from the equation. Our certified master installers are respectful of your home, and they clean, I mean really clean, when they're done. Now, some homeowners have this notion that vinyl windows are a good choice, but you may not realize that vinyl is just plastic. And these days, plastic often gets thrown away. Either way, plastic vinyl windows don't seem like the best option to protect you from the elements. Our composite Fibrex material is 2 times stronger than vinyl. And unlike those windows made who knows where, our windows are custom built right here in America. Okay, so you want a price. Other companies might give you a wild guess at a price over the phone. We just don't think that's ethical. We'll visit your home, see exactly what you have, and then give you an exact price quote. And we'll honor that price for a whole year, so there's no pressure.
We had been through the let's go the cheapest route we can and try the big box store, and it ended up badly for us. We didn't want a repeat of that. We wanted somebody that we could trust, somebody with a quality product so they would last.
Before September 30th, save 20% on windows and save 20% on patio doors. Plus, get an extra $1,000 off your entire project. With no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year, you can start this project now and pay nothing for a year. This offer ends September 30th. For a free appointment with Renewal by Andersen, call 509-260-7474.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed.
Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain.
Get a great deal on a Bronco Sport only at your local Ford dealer.
All right, everybody hang in there. More afternoon of some fire danger, and then we can put on the sweaters and have our little pumpkin spice coffee and just kind of enjoy this transition, what I think will be a semi-permanent transition into the fall-like temperatures, the way things are going. Boy, it sure looks nice, doesn't it?
It does look nice. It'll look even nicer when it starts to look like Coeur d'Alene in that Air 4. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, give it a couple weeks. I think with these cooler temperaters, we'll start to see things changing.
Alex can finally get his pumpkin spice lattes.
Looking forward to it.
He brings the ventis in all the time. It's outrageous. See you tonight.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.